I'm a footy fan from way back, and I just know how much these moments in a club's history mean both to the players and to the supporters. And I'm hoping that this painting will sort of take everyone back to those days and remind people what it was like back in the 80s in the heyday of the Carlton Footy Club. Now, they've had a few heydays, but this was a particularly powerful time in the club's history. It's probably a good couple of weeks sitting down with you guys and, chewing over all the stories of yesteryear and discovering, who did what to who and how the scene should be constructed. Probably a 3-month job all up. I think the great thing about doing paintings of this era is that it was a time in football where characters were allowed to be characters. I think the fans loved the players all the more because they had so much personality and the game wasn't quite as restricted in terms of what players could do and how they could express themselves. Having talked to a few of the old Carlton greats at the time, they told me of a number of stories.
There's a guy in Tassie who was who'd been over here, young kid. He was ill in hospital and all that sort of stuff, so I went and saw him. And he was a family of 3. All the boys had been born deaf. And Tony was also had trouble with his eyes, so I went and visited in hospital. I said, when we were playing the grand final, that if I kick a goal, I'll do the thumbs up for him. That's the reason that's there.
One of the ones that I like the best is the visits to the lodge, because you could just imagine, Malcolm and Tammy, very sort of, straight-laced couple, with this bunch of yahoos coming in and taking over the place. And from what I hear, the first visit was everyone was on their best behaviour and doing the right thing, but the second time round they let their hair down and as a consequence took a few souvenirs after the party from the lodge, and I've included one of those in the painting. If you look at the ashtray down by Phil Mail, and it's got the Australian crest on it, and apparently a few tankards and knives and forks and plates went missing as well. So every club has a really rich history, and I feel privileged that I can actually step inside that and discover some of the stories and some of the times and some of the great moments and be a part of the club's history in that way. So no, it's a real pleasure and a privilege to do the painting.
Send us, we'll keep